To the arena, the Don Juan Banks GOAT with live from South Korea, the best MMA analyst on YouTube today, Tommy Razorstein. And we were able to come together because of the groundbreaking news. This is breaking news just coming across our desk. Cain Valasquez has just pulled out of UFC against on February 6th in Las Vegas. He was scheduled to go against Fabricio Werdum at UFC 196. He has just pulled out. In fact, Tommy Razorstein, we're going to play you live from ESPN what they had to say on this matter.
2 weeks out. I mean, what kind of challenge does this?
Can you hear it?
Amount of time?
Yes.
What kind of challenge is that for Miocic? Because it just doesn't seem like enough time to get ready when these guys usually take like a year to get ready.
Right, and immediately that's what I think a lot of people are going to look at is, like you said, the fight is 2 weeks away. How in the world could Stipe Miocic be ready for a 5-round title fight? But you have to remember, this guy just fought earlier this month. He was in fight shape. He was in a big fight against Andre Arlovsky. He won that fight by knockout in less than 1 minute. And I actually spoke to him on the phone. I said, Stipe, when did you find out you were getting this shot? He said, today, about an hour ago. So he doesn't have a whole lot of time to mentally prepare for it. However, after that knockout from Andre Arlovsky, this guy got right back in the gym. He told me he did so because Cain Valasquez does have a history of getting injured, pulling out of fights, unfortunately. And Miocic said that if that happens, I know the UFC is giving me a call. I better be ready for it. So he feels about as physically and mentally prepared as he could be going in on 2 weeks' notice.
How about the challenge on the other side of things when Werdum was preparing for Valasquez all these weeks, and now he gets an entirely different dude?
Well, it's not really accurate to say it's an entirely different dude. Actually, Stipe Miocic and Cain Valasquez, they do fight a little bit similar. They like to throw punches. They're not really big kickboxers. These guys come in and throw their hands, and they're good wrestlers. And a lot of times Werdum, guys don't like to wrestle him because he's so good on the ground. His submission skills are so terrific. So I look at this as a stand-up fight. I think Miocic is going to come in with his boxing skills, look to box up Werdum. Werdum, again, a submission guy, but he's also really worked on his stand-up over recent years, winning the title back in last summer over Cain Valasquez. So it's not what you want as a champion. You don't want your opponent to change 2 weeks before the fight. However, in Werdum's favor, at least, Miocic does come in and fight with a little bit of a similar style to Cain Velasquez.
Tommy Razorstein, we call you the best MMA analyst on YouTube today. This is groundbreaking news. Cain Velasquez pulls out of this fight in 2 weeks. I mean, right now, if we didn't give the fans, he was forced off the card according to ESPN due to a back injury. There is no timetable for his return. 13-2. Stipe Miocic 14-2 will now be challenging the champion on February the 6th, the heavyweight champion of the world, Fabricio Werdum, 25-1. Let me ask you these questions. What is the implications of this?
Okay. I don't think that he's really that hurt, and he's pulling out because it's the right move for him. Now, I've had been struggling with back injuries, and I understand. So, but in this situation, I think that he's pulling out because the matchup doesn't match up right with him. If Stipe can beat Fabricio Werdum, then he can beat Stipe.
Can Razorstein, real quick, can we read you a statement?
A statement?
From Cain.
What do you mean, like that Cain's going to win or what?
He released a statement. I want to read that to you.
Okay.
He said, I'm sure you all heard the news, Razorstein, that I won't be able to fight at UFC 196. I can't begin to tell you how disappointed I am and how I feel I'm letting you all down. I've heard and read all the messages of support since my last fight and during this camp. And for that, I thank you. Training camp has been difficult for the last few weeks, but sometimes no matter how much the heart and mind want to fight, through an injury. Healing has his own timetable. We thought we'll get through this. And that's all we're going to read you for now. He said he could not ignore this injury. Razorstein, you believe that this is not real. He pulled out before multiple times from injuries, including in late 2014 when he was initially supposed to defend the title against Werdum.
Yes, I think this is no real injury, or that he's pulling out because he can't beat Fabricio Werdum. The matchup just doesn't work out well for him. Stylistically, it's terrible. So he hates it. He absolutely hates it. He can't press Fabricio Werdum up against the cage and just grind him against the cage. He can do that with Stipe. He has a good chance of doing that with Stipe, and hopefully he wants Stipe to win this fight. That would be the smart move. It's wrong. It's stupid. Or not stupid, but say it's a pussy ass move to do. But I think that's what he's doing.
Make no bones about it, Razorstein. I agree with everything that you're saying right now. I think that you're 100% right. Cain didn't want this fight. He lost horribly. I didn't think he was going to win the rematch. They asked a question. They say, Stipe stepping in this, and the guy, Brett Okamoto from ESPN. I'm going to ask you this: what's the difference between Cain and Stipe stepping in this bout for Werdum?
Stipe is hungry right now, and Stipe has good boxing, and he's not going to press Fabricio Werdum against the cage to work to a takedown, and he won't be playing jiu-jitsu with him. So it'll be a stand-up striking fight. This is a good matchup for Stipe. Stipe has shown that he has really good boxing, and Stipe can win this fight. He's not going to go to the ground and play jiu-jitsu. He doesn't have to. He can stay on his feet and strike. Cain can't do that. Cain can only, grind you against the cage and, make you work harder, and then he pulls back and acts like he has all this cardio. I don't know if his cardio is that amazing, or is it that he makes the other person exhaust themselves and he looks amazing. There's a difference. His wrestling is good. His clinch is good. He's able to clinch and push people against the cage. But is his cardio that amazing? I really have to question it.
Let me tell you the truth, Tom. I was actually shocked that Cain was going through with this fight. To hear this happening does not shock me. A lot of people are shocked by this, Razorstein. What is your reaction to this?
I think Daniel Cormier told him, listen, dude, Stipe matches up better with you, and
Allegedly.
Stipe has a good chance, and Stipe's hungry. You match up better with Stipe than you do Fabricio Werdum. They told him to go to the ground with Fabricio Werdum. Remember that shit?
When he got hurt, and in the third round, he went to the ground and he was submitted.
Yeah. I mean, he was doing that bad on his feet that they actually told him to go to the ground. So his training camp has to be completely confused. How are we going to train you? Your striking is not good enough. If you press him up against a cage, he's going to pull guard, and your ground and pound isn't good enough to get through his guard. We don't know how to train you. Cain, we don't know what to do for you. Cain, the best way to deal with this is for you to fight Stipe, because Stipe can win this fight. And you match up a lot better with Stipe than you do with Fabricio Werdum.
These are very strong allegations, Tommy Razorstein, that Cain Valasquez is not hurt and he pulled out of this fight on purpose. Are you saying that he could be injured and he could have went through with this bout and he just said, the hell with it, I'm not going to do it? Or you think it's just all bullshit?
It might be all complete bullshit.
Wow, Razor
And
Stein.
I
You
don't
know,
even like saying that because I've had back
people.
injuries. You know what I mean?
I mean, people are going to really get on your case right now, Razor Stein, when you make these strong allegations like that, because people are going to say you're talking to a two-time UFC champion. He would never do such a thing like this, but he has had a history of pulling out of fights, and you don't
Yeah,
like people
and
like that.
stylistically, it doesn't match up well.
He said the fans deserve to see me compete at 100%.
Well, you don't always compete at 100%. You don't always get to do that. You know, Rampage has said that multiple times. I don't ever fight at 100%. I don't get 100%. Sometimes I get 50. Sometimes I get 60. You know, I'm gonna pull out if it's like I'm at 10%, but I don't ever get to fight at 100%.
Cain.
Plus, who are his fans? He has no fans.
Wow. He doesn't.
Like
you know, I mean, Razor Stone, I mean, I got to agree with you. Sometimes I don't, but this time I have to 100% sincerely agree with what you're saying here.
Who likes him? Nobody.
The people in Mexico didn't even like him.
Exactly. The Mexicans don't even like him.
Werdum went down there way before him. He arrived down there and they didn't like him. Werdum was speaking the language. Listen to this. Razor Stone, I want your reaction to this. I'm going to finish this statement. My fans deserve to see me compete at close to 100% as possible. I'm committed to giving them that. I'm not going to let my fans down, and I want to make sure I do right things to ensure a long career for Fabricio. I hope that we're having some sound problems. Accept my sincere apology. I understand how you may think this is an excuse. From one professional to another, I can tell you I was committed and looking forward to competing with you again. I greatly respect you as a fighter and a man, and we will meet soon. I will get this taken care of as soon as possible. I will heal, and I will come back and show you the Cain Valasquez you all deserve. Do you feel like he's trying to convince somebody? Convince Fabricio, the fans?
That's a very good point. That's a very, very good point. That he almost feels guilty. That he has to do this, and he has to convince everyone. Like, he has to convince himself. He has to convince his teammates. He has to convince. But you know what? I think his coaches are putting him up to it, or half putting him up to it. He knows the beating he took. You take a beating like that, Don, you don't come back strong like that. That was a bad beating. It was a real bad beating. Because he beat him on every aspect. He didn't have any strong, suit. He beat him standing, striking. He beat him on the ground. Where do you go? You going to press him up against the cage? He's going to pull guard and pull you on top of him, and he's going to submit you. You can't. It's a coaching nightmare. It's a coaching nightmare. From a coaching perspective, Don, and you always say, oh, what would you do? I wouldn't want to do this. You know what I mean? How you always say, what would you do if you were the coaches, if you were Cain's coaches?
What would you do if you were Cain coaches?
I mean, this is the move you want to take. It's wrong. It's a pussy-ass move. But it's the move you want to make. It's wrong. It's so wrong. I couldn't do it. I couldn't put my fighter up to say, hey, make sure you don't fight this guy. But stylistically and from a coaching perspective, to keep more champions in your camp, because if they lose DC, then they might lose Luke Rockhold, and they have nobody because they're gonna. What are they gonna do?
Realistically speaking, they're going to lose DC.
They're going to lose DC.
I mean, and then you're talking about Cain loses, and then all you have is Rockhold, and you know how that goes. Only one champion. That doesn't make Team AKA look good. 30 seconds, Razorstein. Everyone wants to hear your raw feeling about this. Miocic steps up to the plate, and you like it.
Yeah, I like it. Miocic's fired up, man. I mean, I've never seen someone so fired up as a heavyweight fighter calling out a title shot, man. Have you seen a heavyweight
Never.
call out a title shot like this,
Except
man?
for Dos Santos. I mean, when he was fired up.
Man, he is so fired up. And people who are really hungry and don't have that fear are dangerous, man.
He has the eye of the tiger. Razorstein, last thoughts. We only got 10 seconds.
Cain Velasquez, what a disappointment.
Wow. Enter the arena GOAT, the Don Juan Banks, along with the best MMA analysts on YouTube today, Tommy Razorstein. Thank you for joining us once again. The views have been great. Take this time to subscribe.
Peace out.
Peace.